Alright, here we go again. Today is Wednesday. It's 9:45 in the morning. And, excuse me while I take another sip of Java. Now, in the last video, I was going ring around the rosy with this thing on the push button tuning, and I was just being rocked right and left and up and down and around and chasing my tail, and just wasn't thinking. I've been kind of going up and down emotionally in the last few days over this and that I just wasn't thinking properly until I started remembering that go back to basics. Keep it simple, stupid. And it wasn't until I read the comment from He's the Master in the last video. Excuse me while I take care of my schnoz. Alright, let's hopefully it will stay booger free. This happens every time with my nose. In the mornings especially, because I take my dosage of Flomax and then it flows and flows and flows. You've heard of lose the ooze? Well, you can't lose it with this stuff for some reason. I don't know. I gotta hold my nose over the sink constantly, pretty much, after I take it. Okay, back to He's the Master. He wrote the comment about it must be I don't remember. Something about a wire or something, a misplaced wire or something. Well, I went back to basics and I went through and you can see here, these are copies of my originals, and I used it for markups. And I started dotting these off as I made connections. Now, after going through and chasing my tail on the all the other stuff prior to this, I came back out yesterday evening and I sat down and I brought these papers out, and I had the radio next to me or the chassis next to me, and I figured, well, okay, let's go through process of elimination again. So I started over here, and for some reason my eyes were drawn to here. I checked the connection here and the connection from here, wherever this goes. I don't show it here. This one here goes over to here, to this coil. Yeah, oscillator coils. This is the oscillator core bus right there. Here is it. It comes over to here. Well, I went to the other side of that coil. This is the FM oscillator coil. Let me get this up here so you can see everything. This is the FM antenna oscillator coil. For some reason, I don't know why, but they utilized some of these pins here on the back end for interconnects to everything else. And for some reason, I was looking at this one here, and it says this one here on lug 3 of this coil goes to number 9 lug of the FM section. Well, if you noticed here, I got this numbered from 1 through 8, 9 through 16, just like it's on the schematic. Well, when I looked here and followed this black wire up, it was connected to number 10. Wrong answer. It's supposed to be connected here. And I don't know why, but for some reason, I was just drawn to that for some strange ass reason. I don't know. Probably because this here all interconnects with the push button assembly. This back end right here. So I changed that thing over to the Lug 9 and Bamba Shooty Village. Everything came alive. Go figure. Getting old is a pain in the butt. Well, maybe not getting old, but trying to keep your mind set is a big, major, everyday battle to try to remember where you were and remember where you're going and trying to figure out how in the hell to get there. And here's the funny thing. All of these were done first. I took care of all of this here, interconnects and other stuff off the board first. And then I went to this paper and started taking care of the incidentals and betweens. Over here was some of the last things that I did. And that was the only thing, for the last few radios, there's been an issue on one particular thing, and it's always a misplaced wire. Thanks to He's the Master, it jolted me a little bit, and I figured, well, geez, I better go back to basics and get her checked out. And this was one of the last connections that I made. You know what they say about, sailing's a breeze when you're doing something and everything drops into place. I mean, all you have to do is look at it and it does it. But the last things that you do are the ones that jumps up and bites you in the booty. And let me tell you, that one there had a good grip on my butt. So it's always the last thing, it's always something. And it's my brain. I don't know why I look at one thing and I see another. I'm not dyslexic. I mean, I don't know. But everything is fine. I got the chassis back installed in the cabinet, the speakers in the cabinet, the antennas in the cabinet, and I got the FM loom nailed on to the back of the cabinet like it's originally meant to be. Not that it's going to function all right, but I mean, you still got the auxiliary input that you can get FM pumped in from a boom box. So anyway, it is done. I got to tweak the oscillator coil trimmer compensator, or whatever you call it in your neck of the woods, because the dial is slightly off. Now that it's in the cabinet, the dial is slightly off. So I got to bring that back in to tighten it up. But other than that, I'm going to be ready to rock probably this evening on a operation video. Hopefully. Let me get you out of the stirrup. Yeah. There it is. She's almost ready to go. I got this here because I got to take care of that little wookie diggy right there. There's not enough material there, and I missed it on the first go round before doing all the finish work on it. Fortunately, that little hole right there for the screw is behind the panel, so and all of this other stuff is behind the panel. So I'm just going to wait for that to cure up, harden up, and so I can put a fresh hole in that, and so I can get, that's the only screw that didn't tighten up, at least not very good, what I would rather see. So make the adjustments while that thing's curing up to the oscillator, and we'll get the thing ready for an operation video. So anyway, thank you, he's the master. Appreciate the bump, and we'll catch you on the next video for this particular radio. Now I gotta choose which one I want to drag out next. So thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for the comments.